Boys, the Butler did it. Brought to you by our great friends at Ned's. Now, remember, this segment works like this. I tell a story. They're sometimes very good. Sometimes my boxing one was good. Flat, let's be honest. And then it's up to you and our huge growing band of listeners to decide if it's true or not. Right. This one, we're going back to 2007. Prime Butler VFL days. And this story is titled Mummified by the Mummy. Okay, so I'll give you a little bit of background. Okay, the Geelong VFL years were the best years of my life, bar none. And if you're listening, Geelong Football Club, thank you, because you saved me. Okay, I was going off the rails. I wanted to be a footballer. I was quickly working out I'm not quite good enough to be a footballer. But Geelong sort of gave the olive branch and said, "We like you. You can sit in the spa with the boys. We're going to give you every bit of protein powder. We'll give you a tracksuit. We'll give you a code. We'll give you a car park. You can drive your flash car down there. You're just about 30% shitter than every other player, but you can play in the twos." And that was very important.
Did you live down there?
No, I drove down 4 days a week. Yeah. So there's the background. I loved it. And for me, being the number one VFL sup list ruckman, so there was only 11 on the sup list. I was the big man. I was the ruckman. I guarded that fucking spot. Okay, I was proud of it. It allowed me to peacock around the town. Geelong VFL guy, number 52, right? So to just give you the background, occasionally the club, the coaches, Lurker, Benny Waller, the footy manager, would say, "Oh, we just got to try another big fella butts, just to work in with you." I didn't have a mortgage on the role, but they liked me and I liked it, and we had a bit of an agreement. But they probably 5 or 6 times over my 3 years, another 6'5" would come down to train, and every time I just decided I'm so protective of my role that. And this wasn't natural to me, but I had a bit of a Geelong sup list edge. I would, in the first go I got with a one-on-one with the guy that came down, I would fucking scratch him, kick him, elbow him in the face, anything I could, right? Just so this was my plan. They'd come down to have a go from local footy. First one-on-one, scratch, kick, boot, just bite, virtually anything. And my plan was they would hop in their car that night and go, "Nah, not for me. They're all psychos. That ruckman's a psycho. I just want to go back to playing local footy," and scare them off, right? And I reckon half of them were better players than me. I saw off a bloke from the Ovens and Murray, a couple from the Geelong League, one from the amateurs. So that was my go, okay? Protect because at that stage, if I'm not Geelong VFL guy, I'm nothing, okay? That's pretty much...
Yeah, you're not an award-winning journalist yet.
I wasn't.
No.
I was nothing. I was a footballer that was shit at footy, effectively. Okay? Not shit, but you know what I mean. So, we're waffling a bit here, a bit like Lynchy. Righto. So, mid-2007, they bring me in and say, "Butts, you're absolutely our guy. You're our guy and you're going to be our guy next year, but we've got a bit of talk around that there's a big Boilermaker from Bunyip that goes okay. And he's related to the Ablett clan. He's a cousin of the Ablets, and he's a big boy. Apparently, he's had 192 hitouts in a local grand final. He's a little bit rotund, but we're going to give him a go. But don't feel threatened, Butts. He's going to be. You're the sup list. He's going to be sup list. He's just going to train." And I thought, right, I don't like the sound of this. I don't like the fact he's an Ablett. I don't like the fact that he's big. He might be bigger than me, so I'm going to give him the treatment. Like I did to the Ovens and Murray bloke, like I did to the Geelong bloke. I'm going to scratch and bite and fuck him off. I'm thinking, big Boilermaker from Bunyip, you can fuck right off, okay? So he gets through the first training session, bit of lane work and some full ground, and he was fat, to be honest, and I'm going, all right, big boy, it's time to come into Butsy's house now. So Barry Stoneham's taken the one-on-ones. And he goes, "We're going to do some ruck work, boys. Couple of mids. Okay, it's Butts and you, Shane Mumford, Boilermaker from Bunyip." I said, "Righto, boy. Yeah, you're about to get it." So I sort of dig in, find my position. First ball in the air, scratch his neck like a cat. Right? I used to leave my nails a bit long for the first session when the new guy was down, just to draw blood. This is true, all right? All right, so I get him.
Oh, fuck.
Like a cat, right? And then normally I saw fear in the eyes with the other guys, and they're thinking, this is not for me. This guy's a nutter, right? I'm I'm halfway back to the ovens and Murray already. Mumford goes, "You fucking scratch me again, you fucked." And I went, "Shit, okay." Bit of fire in the Boilermaker. I started to shit myself. And I go, "No, well, you've got to double down." So ball goes up, grapple, scratch again. Now there's pus and blood coming out of his neck. And I go, this is going to either make me or make him. And then, you know those moments where you're full of adrenaline and your life kind of slows down? I'm sure it happened in about 0.4 of a second. But to me, this next bit felt like about 35 seconds. He looked at me, squared up to me, and said, "You're fucking fucked," right? And I did a little bit of piss in my right? He grabbed me, flipped me on my back, and I'm pretty sure about this because I don't have any other way to explain it. I think he sunk the slipper in and kicked me in the sort of ribs as well. And I just laid down on the ground on my back with a big fat Boilermaker standing over me. And I looked at Barry Stoneham, champion Geelong player. And Barry looked at me with sad eyes. And those eyes said, "The supless guy is now the supless guy."
Oh, no.
And the very next training session, he was in my car park. And about 6 months later, I became a journalist.
It's a sad day for us.
And that's sort of how it started and how it ended.
Shame,
and I still love Mummy. We're friends. We've shared a plate of oysters, Kilpatrick. We have. And we fraternised on footy trips, and he's a friend to this day. I love him, and he will back up this story, Moff. We're going to get him on. I could ring him right now.
Ring him right now. Go
No,
on,
no.
him. Let's see.
Not right now.
No, because he works for a club. We
Don't
can't
give
just
him-
cold
don't-
call him.
yeah, don't ring
But
him.
anyway, that is my story about being that protective of my number one sup-list spot at the Cats, number 52, and getting mummified by Mummy and the big Boilermaker from Bunyip.
Yep.
And my life changed from that day on.
Just for those that missed, can't obviously see the podcast, Butts was acting out his little scratches.
You just scratch me.
Scratchy.
Yeah,
Scratchy.
scratchy.
Wow.
It's
Never
getting very
forget it.
weird in that
You
story.
fucking scratch me again, you fucked. And I did. And I got fucked. There we
Wow.
go. There we go, boys. Could that one be... that couldn't be true, could it?
Oh, it's sad and true.
Yeah, it is true, yeah.
It's true.